A Litton Discussion with Lisa M. Kendrick. Malachi's Cove by Anthony Trollope. Anthony Trollope was a successful English novelist and a prolific writer of the Victorian era. His works are known for convincing dialogue, true-to-life characters, and analysis of class conflicts. During his lifetime, the novel became the most widely read literary form, and realism became the dominant style of writing. Trollope believed fiction had a purpose: to teach readers how to behave, while also offering them pleasant entertainment. Realism refers to writing that portrays everyday life in accurate detail. It's a literary movement that developed in mid-19th century France and later spread to England. Realism has three key characteristics: complex characters portrayed in everyday circumstances, carefully detailed settings fashioned from real life, and dialogue that captures the sounds of everyday speech, including the use of dialect. The setting of this selection is Cornwall. It's one of England's most picturesque counties, but also its poorest. It's a peninsula jutting out into the Atlantic Ocean with rocky coasts that are especially treacherous in the north. Celtic-speaking Britons fled to Cornwall when Anglo-Saxons and other Germanic tribes invaded what is now England. Many people of Cornish descent like to stress their distinct heritage, and the Cornish language is still taught in some primary schools. The main character is Trenglos, a young woman who lives with her grandfather Malachi. She has taken over the labor for her aging grandfather of gathering seaweed to sell as fertilizer. Mally, who has a temper and is not very socially conscious, is furious when a neighbor, Barty Gunliffe, gathers his own seaweed instead of buying from the Trengloses. When trying to outdo each other on the dangerous rocks, Barty falls into the water and Mally saves him, yet his parents suspect she tried to kill him. In conventional romances, heroines are beautiful, kind women. Mally, however, is described as a wild-looking, unkempt, fierce, and ill-mannered woman. She is a good person, but her coarse manners are off-putting to the locals. It's obvious she doesn't trust people, yet she makes an effort to go to church to be taught by the clergyman, despite the fact that rumors swirl she's a witch. Mally's furious when seaweed is taken from the cove by others. She believes they will damage the path she uses to go down to the cove, making it harder to earn a living. And also, if others are gathering their own seaweed, they're not buying it from the Trengloses. Mally goes to a lawyer to try to stop them from taking the seaweed. The locals don't like those who make trouble for them or cost them money. And if Molly had been successful, they would have had to spend more money on fertilizer. Mally particularly dislikes Barty Gunliffe, and they are juxtaposed characters. Mally has a wild appearance, and although she is a hard worker and she spends her days helping her grandfather, she is not well liked in the village. Whereas Barty is considered handsome and he is well liked in the village. They cannot reach a compromise. Barty offers to take only the seaweed she cannot reach and to pay a toll, but Mally feels that Barty is not entitled to any of it. Since Mally and Barty are in competition, Barty refuses to acknowledge that Mally might have a greater knowledge of the cove, and he ventures to the slippery edge of the pool in an attempt to outdo her. He slips and hits his head. Mally says that she wants Barty to drown, but she feels guilty for having said that, and when he falls, she does everything she can to save him. Barty recognizes what Mally has done for him, and he feels strong affection for her. Despite Trollope's penchant for realism, the elements of this story follow a Cinderella format. Mally lives a tough life. She is poor and socially ostracized, but she works hard at a tough job to care for an aging grandfather. In the end, she falls for and marries a man of a better social standing and finds herself accepted by the community. Themes in this story revolve around the ideas of hard work and sharing. After years of helping her grandfather and now risking her own life to save Barty, Mally finds love and a more comfortable life. Also, when Barty and Mally compete, danger and animosity result, but when they work together, they prosper and are happy. Thanks for stopping by. Nothing enhances cognitive abilities, increases vocabulary, or expands horizons more than reading. Be sure to check out my other videos in this Lit in 10 discussion series.